In this video, we'll be solving the NCERT exercise problems of class 10th mathematics chapter real numbers. So let's go. So the second question states that
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
that LCM into HCF is equal to the product of two prime numbers. So we have to express 26 and 91, 510 and 92 and 336 and 54 in terms of we have to find the LCM. First we have to find the LCM and then we have to find the HCF. Then we have to check, we have to verify whether LCM into HCF is equal to product of these two numbers. So basically this is a very important formula. Please note this. So if A and B are two numbers, then LCM of A comma B into HCF of A comma B is always equal to the product of numbers. So basically this is a very important formula. Please note this. It is very important. We will always use this formula in our future problems also. Okay, and here I want to give a note. Point here. Okay, I want to give a note point here. What is the note point? Basically this formula is always applicable. This formula is applicable only for this word is very important. This is only for two numbers. It is only for two numbers. Okay, this is only for two numbers. Please note this cannot be used for three numbers. So if you ask me, so then what we have to do when they give to find the LCM for three numbers, then I have one more formula for that. We will see that formula in the upcoming questions. So I'll give the formula for that question also, but as of now this is the formula for two numbers. Okay, so let's solve this question and check out whether this formula holds good and whether this formula verification is successful for these three numbers. Okay, so let's start with the first question. So the first question is we have to find the LCM and HCF for 26 and 91. Okay, so my first question is I have to find the LCM and HCF for 26 and 91. So we already know what is LCM. Okay, first we want to know what is LCM and HCF. We already learned this. We have already learned in our previous classes, but I'll give a shortcut so that you'll try to remember that in a very easy manner. Okay, so basically what is LCM? It is basically the product of all. It is basically the okay, I'll just write it once again. So my question was 26 and 91, correct? So I have to write for LCM and HCF, correct? So if I start writing what is LCM, basically it is product of all prime factors with greatest power. Okay, this is the definition. You can say it is a simple formula to remember how we can actually find out LCM and HCF, because some people might be finding it very difficult. So I'm giving a very easy formula to remember this. Okay, in this statement you have to remember these two words. Okay, so basically product of it is all prime factors. You have to take all prime factors of two numbers. Okay, first we have to find the prime factors for each number. Okay, then you have to consider all prime factors. Correct? First step. Second step, you have to consider the greatest power of all prime factors. So we'll see the question, we'll solve one question, then we'll understand how this definition holds good. Okay. Then similarly, if I write HCF definition, so HCF is basically, it is basically product of common prime factors. Basically this word is very, very important. Okay. Product of common prime factors, okay, common prime factors with least power. This word is again important. Least power, it should be least power. So these words are very, very important. Okay. So the first thing is, in LCM you have to remember it is all prime factors and greatest power. In HCF you have to remember it is common prime factors and with the least
Here I come.
power. I hope the definitions for LCM and HCF are clear. When we take example, we'll understand it better. Okay. So we'll solve this question now. So my first question is 26 and 91. What is the first step? First step is you have to find the prime factors. Okay. For 26, I'll find the prime factors. So if I start with 2 ones are 2 3s are 13. Correct? 13 is not divisible by any number. It is divisible by only the number itself. So my 26 can be expressed. So 26, I'll write it here. Okay. So 26 can be expressed as 2 into 13. Correct? Now I'll go with 91. I'll factorize 91. So if I start with 91, so I have to go with 7. Correct? I have to go with 7. So if I do with 7, sorry. So if I do with 7, 7 1s are 7. Correct? Then 7 3s are 21. It is 7 3s are 21. Correct? Then again 13 1s are 13. Correct? So my 91 can be expressed as 7 into 13. So these are the prime factors. Okay. Now the next step is what I have to find. I have to find the LCM. Okay. For LCM, as I given the definition, LCM is basically product of all prime factors. So what are the prime factors, including two numbers you have to take? What are all the prime factors? Basically it is 2 into 7 is also there, 3 is there, 4 is there, no, 7 is there, then 5 6 7 5 7 11, no, it is directly 13. Okay, these are the two prime factors, including two numbers you have to take, please remember. Okay, now I have to give the greatest power. So what is the greatest power for 2? For 2 it is 2 power is only 1 here. Correct? Here there is no 2 at all, so the greatest power of 2 is 1. Then what is the greatest power of 7? 7 is also 1. Then what is the greatest power for 13? 13 is also, here also it is 1, here also it is 1. So the greatest power is 1. So my LCM is product of this number. So what is this? 13 7s are 91, 91 2s are 182. So this is the LCM of the given two numbers. Now going for the HCF. What is HCF? I told it is basically the common factors. So what are the common factors between these two? Common factors are only 13. And you have to take the least power to it. What is the least power? Least power is 1 again. So my HCF is 13. Okay, HCF is 13, LCM is 182. I hope this is clear for 26 and 91. So what is the next step? What is the next step? The next step is we have to check whether the product of LCM and HCF, the product of LCM and HCF is equal to the product of two prime numbers. Please check. So product of LCM, so if I do LCM into HCF, what I will get? So 182 into 13. Correct? So basically it is 2s are please check guys, 13 into 182. Okay, 13 into 182. Please do the calculations. So basically it is 13 into 182 will be equal to 2336. Okay, 2366. Okay, please cross verify. Okay, please cross verify. And then now I have to do the product of 26 into 91. So product of 26 into 91, if you check, what is this? Basically 26 into 91, if you do, please check whether it is 2366. 26 into 91. So if you do, it is basically 2366. Okay, so since you got LCM and HCF, since you got LCM and LCM into HCF is equal to the product of numbers, the formula for LCM, the formula for LCM into HCF is equal to A into B holds good, is equal to A into B holds good. So we have verified, this formula, and we have verified that LCM into HCF is equal to the product of numbers. I hope this is clear. Okay, we'll solve the next question also, and we'll see how we can find out. So the next question is we have to find the LCM and HCF for 510 and 92, correct? 510 and 92. Okay, so we'll just see that. So I hope I can erase this. Okay, I think I will just erase this. Okay, I will erase this. Okay, now so the question number 3 is what I have to do. I have to basically, sorry, question number 2, correct? Question number 2, sorry, question number 2. Okay, okay, we'll start with question number 2. So question number 2 is we have to find 510 and 92, correct guys? If I am not wrong, I'll just cross verify. So it is basically yes, 510 and 92. The second question is 510 and 92. Okay, so 510 and 92. So the first step, what I have to do? I have to find the factors. For 510. Okay, so if I start with, suppose say if I start with 2, yes, you can do it 2 or you can do it 5 also. If I start with 5, it will be easier because it will be faster, correct? It will be faster. So you can start with 5. You can start with 5 because since factorization is always unique, you can do with any number, please remember. Okay, so if I do this, so 5 102, correct? Then again if I do with 2, 5s are 1s are, then again if I do with 7, if I do with 3, then if I do with 3, then it is 3 17s are, then it is 17 1s are. So if I write 510, how can I express this in ascending order? If I write 2 into 3 into 5 into 17, correct? Similarly, if I do for 92, what is this? If I do with 92, if I start with 2, then it will be 2 4s are 2 6s are, then it will be 2 2s are 2 3s are, then again 23 1s are, because 23 is not divisible by any number, it is divisible by itself. So 92 can be written as 2 into 23. Okay, these are the prime factors. Now I have to find what is LCM. What is LCM? Basically it is product of all prime factors. So what are the prime factors? 2 into 3 into 5 into 17 into 23. So all prime factors you have to consider, including 2. Whether if 2 is already there, you can take it once. Okay, then you have to 2 3 5 17 23. These are the numbers which are present in 2 numbers, correct? Next step, what you have to do, you have to assign the powers. Please remember, for 2, if you check in 520, it is in 510 it is only power 1, but here in 92 it is power 2 because it is repeated 2 times, 2 power 1 and 2 power 1, correct? So you have to take the greatest power. So greatest power is 2 power 2. Then if I check for 3, it is only 1, correct? Then if I check for 5, it is only 1, correct? It is not repeated in 92. Then if I check for 17, it is 1, and 23 is also 1. So my LCM would be the product of this. So it will be 4 into 3 into 5 into 17 into 23. So if I check this, so what is the answer? Please check. So basically it is 12 5 is 60. So 60 into 17 into 23. So what is the LCM? So could you please give me the answer? So please comment below what is the answer for this. Okay, 20 into 13. So it is basically 23,000. So if I write it here, okay, I can write it here, 23,460. So this is the LCM value. For the 2 numbers 510 and 92. Now if I check for HCF, okay, if I check for HCF, then what I can do? I think I can erase this. Okay, I'll check with LCM. Now I'll go for HCF. Okay, So HCF would be the common prime factors, correct? The common prime factors. So what were the common prime factors there? Basically the common prime factors, so I can write once again, okay, 510 and 92, correct? 510 and 92. 510 was expressed as, one second, so okay, let me do it. I just lost that. Basically 510 and 92, okay, 510 and 92. If I quickly do that, so basically it is 2102, it is 5, basically sorry, 2 or 251s, then it was with 3 17s, okay. Okay, so 510 can be expressed as 2 into 3 into 2 into 3 into 5 into 17, okay, you can always do that, okay. Then 2 4s are 2 6 and 2 23s are correct. So basically 2 into 2 into 23. So now if you see, these are the prime factors, and you can do, and what you have to do, you have to take the common prime factors between these two. What are the common prime factors? Basically common prime factor is only 2. See, only 2 is repeated, correct? So my HF is 2, only 2, and you have to take the least power. Here the power is 2, correct? In this it is repeated 2 times, so basically 2 power 1 into 2 power 1. Here also 2 power 1. What is the least power? It is 2 power 1. So my answer is 2. So my LCM value, we found it out, correct? It is 23,460, correct? 23,460, and HCF is 2, correct? If I multiply this, what is the answer you'll get? Please check. It is basically 46,920. So this is product of LCM into HCF, okay. So this is LCM into HCF. Now I have to do the product of numbers, correct? So product of numbers is basically 510 into 92. Whether I am getting 43,000, please check. 510 into 92. If I am doing this, it is also 46,920. So we have verified that LCM into HCF is equal to product of A into B. I hope I am clear. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ? So basically ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ? So what we did is basically you have to take two numbers, then what you have to do, then you have to do the prime factorization, then you have to find the LCM, and basically LCM andre you have to take the highest powers, you have to take the all prime factors, ಎಲ್ಲ prime factors ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದರದ್ದು ನಾವು highest power ಅನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬೇಕು. highest power ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ LCM ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. LCM ಸಿಕ್ಕಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? I have to find the HCF. HCF ಹೇಗೆ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಪವರ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಪವರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್, ಕಾಮನ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ನ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಪವರ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ 2 ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. 2 ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪವರ್ ಈಸ್ 1, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ದ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಪವರ್ 1 ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ನಮಗೆ HCF ಸಿಕ್ತು, LCM ಸಿಕ್ತು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? LCM ಇಂಟು HCF ನ ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. LCM ಇಂಟು HCF ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ 46,920 ಅಂತ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಸಿಕ್ತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡು? ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು 510 ಇಂಟು 92 ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. 510 ಇಂಟು 92 ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್. ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು LCM ಇಂಟು HCF ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು A ಇಂಟು B ಅಂತ ನಾವು ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನ ನಾವು ರೀವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. Correct? In the next lesson video, we'll be solving the next question of the exercise 1.1. Till then, take care, stay happy, stay healthy, and bye-bye.